We want all our future Hall of Fame aging quarterbacks to be aware of their own sense of self and how they also got started, and we want them to be drama-free. We want them to welcome young quarterbacks with open arms and be secure in themselves. And usually don't see that. So Ben Roethlisberger creates a little bit of a kerfuffle over the weekend because he does not just throw his arm around Mason Rudolph and welcome him to the team when asked a point-blank question about him in a radio appearance locally in Pittsburgh. But we've heard this story before. I mean, Brett Favre didn't exactly give Aaron Rodgers a bear hug. The whole thing with the ESPN, the magazine article that Seth Wickersham wrote last year about the schism between Brady and the Patriots and Belichick, the thing that was the juiciest was the notion and supposition that he told the Patriots, get Jimmy G out of here. And I'm going to script my ending here. Joe Montana and Steve Young. I mean, we could go on and on and on. So Roethlisberger was asked about Mason Rudolph being drafted in the third round. This is, again, on a local radio show in Pittsburgh. He had this to say.
I was surprised when they took a quarterback because I thought that maybe in the third round, you can get some really good football players that can help this team now. And nothing against Mason. I think he's a great football player. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he's a great kid. I just don't know how, backing up or being in the third round, who knows where he's going to fall in the depth chart, but helps us win now. But, that's not my decision to make. That's on the coaches and the GM and owner and those kind of things. So if they feel like he can help our team, so be it. But I was a little surprised.
So he could have easily said, welcome to the team. I'm the quarterback here. Or he couldn't even if he said that, hey, I'm the quarterback here. I'm here to anywhere to help.
Or nothing. Could have said nothing.
Or, look, I find it difficult to criticize players for being honest when I'm not in the business of just give me the road answer to get out of Dodge. Mason Rudolph, when he was drafted, said that the following. Let me get this quote correct. It's not on Ben to teach me anything. It's my job to learn, and that is the way I'm going to look at it. Obviously, you're sitting behind an unbelievable player and a good dude, so we'll just kind of take it day by day and try to learn what I can each and every day. Which is, again, the humble rookie quarterback that's drafted. Good idea. Ben didn't take it that way. He was asked at the very end of this 20-minute conversation about does he feel compelled, based on how the Steelers said that they put a first-round grade on Mason Rudolph, to teach him the ropes. And he cracked a joke that fell completely flat.
Well, I don't think I'll need to now. He said that he doesn't need me. So if he asked me a question, I might have to just point to the playbook,
I mean, come on. All Ben's got to do is this. Ball out. Be yourself. That's it. They drafted a guy in the third round with a first-round grade because twice out of the last 3 years, Ben threatened to retire. So what are they supposed to do? They drafted Josh Dobbs last year. He wasn't threatened by that, but Mason Rudolph comes in. He clearly feels threatened. And so then, after a quick back and forth between the hosts and Ben, he was asked again if he's reached out to Rudolph yet.
The biggest thing is I need to get myself prepared to play, right? I mean, that's first priority. I've in the past, I've helped Landry with stuff. I helped Josh if they have questions. But that's first priority is getting myself ready to play because as far as I know, I'm still the starter. So I need to get myself ready to go, ready to play, to win a championship. And I think that's one of the great things about what Landry, I think, will do and has done is the backup quarterback's role is, one, to get the starter ready, but two, make sure he's ready to go, too. But he's kind of accepted a role of also helping the young guys way more than I've kind of had to or need to. Maybe he's done that to take it off my plate a little bit because he understands the preparation that I need to have for myself. So I think that would be I think Landry will really kind of spearhead that. And listen, if he asks me questions, I'll help him. But I just need to make sure that I'm ready to go first and foremost.
How do you think Tommy Maddox felt when they took Ben Roethlisberger 11th overall? When Maddox was performing well, obviously he was Tommy Maddox and he was giving another opportunity there in Pittsburgh. And then Ben takes over and wins 14 games in a row. If you remember Alan Faneca wasn't too happy about that. Bettis tried to make him do rookie stuff, haze him a little bit, and he refused to do it. And again, Ben then went off and ripped off 14 straight wins in a row. How do we know that Mason Rudolph wouldn't do that either? There's no sense of self that he would sit there and say, I'm the starter as far as I know. I mean, come on. You're going to beat this kid out. There won't be any competition. Business is going to boom. And let the Steelers start Mason Rudolph. Go for it. You want to? I'm Ben freaking Roethlisberger. It's so disappointing. My 2 cents to Ben would be this. Stop the passive aggressivity. Tell the kid welcome. And then go and do your thing. And be the quarterback of the Steelers. Nobody's coming for your job. You're Ben Roethlisberger. And I'll just leave you with this, even though this can get a little extra serious as Matt Ryan's about to join us. Susie and I went to the memorial for Stephen Botched over the weekend, okay? And you know how we became really friendly with him and his wife. And this guy, Hill Street Blues, L.A. Law, NYPD Blue, Doogie Howser. We could go on and on and on. He's a titan. And each and every person who stepped up to talk about his life, Stephen Botched, all of them said about his kindness and his desire to tell every person he gave advice to and gave a job to and re-altered their lives based on his work. When they asked, how can I repay you? His answer was, you can't repay me. Do what I've done for you for others who come up in the ranks. Every last person said that at this man's memorial. That's the way you want to be remembered. The proverbial paying it forward. It really is just the better way to live life and a less dramatic way to live life. My 2 cents to Ben.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.